So he's borrowing vast money to put on these amazing games, shows, theater.
Marketing.
He's building public works.
Right. He's building a brand.
Yeah,
he is.
Okay.
It's a campaign run.
So 100%. So now the Caesar brand was huge, right? Because people are looking at him in public. He is now famous. He's done a good job in Spain. He wore a different type of toga. He's the first one to wear a belt.
Right.
He wore long sleeves.
He wore the first belt?
Well, not ever.
Oh.
But you know how they have the long flowing togas?
Yeah.
He would be like, what if we put a belt on?
I don't know. It's just a little too
What if we
loose.
put a sash?
Yeah. Does history repeat itself, or does it just rhyme?
This is the podcast where a guy who knows his history talks to a guy who doesn't know it at all. The self-appointed greatest historian ever
And his BFF Jono present History Rhymes.
All right, so he returns to
No one
Rome.
needs that
He
picture.
returns to Rome, and he's a man now.
Yeah.
Okay, he is in his full power. He's a man. He's got his
full
Corona
head of hair.
Civica. Now, so he's got his Corona Civica. He had won, he'd fought in the army. He had helped and saved a life. And
Is the Corona Civica something you have like a plaque?
No,
or like
once again.
Is it like a car?
It's
like
a
an
crown.
early Honda.
It's a
Civica?
crown. It's a crown.
It's a vehicle, a mode of transportation.
Yeah, it's a horse. It's a chariot. So it's a crown. It's the laurel leaves.
Right.
And
Sorry,
he
I keep
gets to wear it
mixing this
everywhere.
up.
He gets to wear it everywhere, and it meant that when he was wearing it, he would go to gladiatorial games or the theater.
Yeah.
Everyone had to stand when he entered the arena.
Right.
So that means other senators had to stand. So he comes back, he enters the Senate, and he very quickly establishes himself as this like fashionable celebrity man of the people. He essentially becomes a lawyer,
Right.
where anyone you could defend other people in public. He has very like public trials that he becomes this very powerful orator.
Right.
He's a very good public speaker. He could hold and captivate large audiences.
Right. And sorry, who's giving him the stage at this point to do these things?
So they would stand in the Forum, right?
Yeah.
There's the 7 hills in Rome.
Okay.
And there's the Capitoline Hill, where it's kind of the main political power. And so in the
And
Forum,
this is a building.
It's out in the
Capitol
open.
Hill.
It's out, it's out Capitoline Hill.
Capitoline Hill.
There's the Aventine, there's the Palatine, and the Capitoline is where the Senate is.
This is why I'm not the expert, by the way. I don't really hear everything, even with these headphones.
Yeah.
I'm not listening.
Yeah. Well,
at all.
let's get back to Mario.
That's how I got.
Let's get back to Mario.
When do we talk about the Mario stuff? The History of Rhymes podcast is brought to you by the Speakeasy Podcast Studio, where the speaking is easy and the bevies go down squeezy.
Like Gatorade.
Yeah, that's right. In our mugs.
Check out speakeasypodcast.ca.
It's at the bottom of the screen. Check it out.
Caesar essentially enters into what's called the cursus honorum. And this is like the
I
honor.
always wonder about these translations.
Yeah, it's the path to power. It's the path
Right.
that you have to take. So Sulla, back to our pal Sulla. Sulla had been dictator, and what he did is he set up checks and balances so that no one could do what he did. And then he retired. He left.
Wow.
He was around for a couple years.
Okay.
So he actually goes, you have to do these certain things before you reach the top office in the land, which is consul.
Right.
Right? C-O-N-S-U-L.
Yes.
You have to be...
I thought it was C-O-N-S-O-L-E.
that's okay.
Console.
Console.
Still in that Nintendo head right now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he becomes an advocate in Rome's courts. He's known for like being very much a dandy, very fashionable,
A
but
foppish
also
dandy.
Foppish, but
Yeah.
in his private life, he eats very sparingly and he drinks very little.
Sounds like someone who eats salad.
Yes.
I see a theme here.
Yeah, hold on.
I see
Wait.
where we're going with
How
this.
could we be so blind?
Yeah.
So yeah,
And they
so
killed
he's,
him for
he's
it.
also in very. He made a salad, and they killed him for it. So he's takes care of his body. He's exercising. So he is elected, and by elected it means he's selected by senators as a questor.
So it's not really a democracy. Other people in power are saying, come on in here. You're a very foppish, a charismatic person.
Yeah, I mean you'd have to make deals. They are some of the offices like consul and tribune of the plebs, because so the senators,
Isn't it pronounced plebes?
I say plebeians.
Oh, okay.
So the poor and like the most people are plebeians, and then there's
Right.
the patricians who are the wealthy.
Okay.
And they are the ones, their senators are the highest class, equestrians are the secondary class.
Right. The horseback riders.
That's right.
Yeah.
So they're wealthy enough to own a horse.
Okay. But
So-
not a chariot.
Not a chariot.
They're buying it on the installment.
So,
plan.
yeah, so like Cicero, our friend from earlier,
Yeah.
he is actually of the equestrian class.
I don't know why that name is a
great name.
There's a song about Cicero in some old film. Cicero. What's that from? Dan, pull that
Chicago.
up.
It's from Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago. Yes. Chicago.
I wouldn't say it's an old film.
Well, it was supposed to be old.
Oh, I see. It's set in like the 1920s.
It's set in the old days.
Yeah, it's like
100
what's the
BC,
song?
I
It's
believe.
Like, Ben, flip shits, Cicero, men,
Flip
Ben.
shits.
It's like lip shits. And it's like
Flip
Cicero,
shits.
and like he had
Flip
it
shits.
coming. That's what it is. He
Sorry.
had it coming.
Sorry, Mom.
He only had himself to blame.
Yes.
And it's just about women killing their husbands and being like, yeah, well, they deserve
I'm not going to blame myself for not remembering that, but that was from Chicago. I haven't seen that movie since probably I was 18 years old. Caesar's age. Let's get back to the story. Maybe early 20s.
So he's elected questor.
Yeah.
Questor is essentially a provincial accountant.
Right.
You're going to manage the
That
books.
sounds boring.
Yeah, it is.
But
so
that's how you embezzle.
it is. It is.
And we're getting to that part.
You're actually true. So
There's
Caesar.
pirates, there's embezzlement, there's ransoms.
Yeah.
This guy's all about
So
money.
Caesar is, you're not wrong. So Caesar recognizes very quickly that the path to power is not going to be with the optimates, but with the populares. And if he can become a
Right.
very famous public figure, he can actually rule Rome and possibly flip everything upside down
Right.
and become dictator, emperor, who knows.
Right.
So he becomes questor, which, yes, is a way to gain. Most questors would embezzle and take as much money as possible.
Right.
From the
corrupt politicians, just like today. Can't wait till we get there.
I didn't say it. I wouldn't.
I'll try my
So-
Trump impersonation. I don't know.
You sound like Hitler.
That's pretty
again.
bad.
So he
Listen.
goes to Spain.
Okay.
And he goes to Spain, and before he goes to Spain, his beautiful wife dies. Straight up.
Didn't even get to divorce her.
No, he didn't. He stayed with her. He
Right.
wasn't around to see her much.
He didn't need to.
So she
He
dies.
was also hooking up with the king of Turkey.
She dies. So Cornelia.
On his little summer
He's
vacation.
like, it's called Boys Will Be Boys, babe.
Come on. It's
what?
Rome.
Yeah.
100 BC. Anyways.
What, you
Why do, I
never?
have to tell you this?
You were never
Everyone's doing it.
curious. You were never,
Hey, I was in college.
Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
It
He's
was
20.
kind of like he was in college.
Yeah, he was
So-
kind of a bit of a frat boy.
So Cornelia dies straight up, and he marries Pompeia.
Oh.
Second wife. Nice.
Right.
I believe Cornelia is the mother of his one and only child that he ever has,
Okay.
Julia.
Really?
And,
he only
so-
had one.
Yeah, he only
A
one.
lot of these guys like to have a lot of kids.
In Spain is when we add another layer to this story of his physical health. He has his first recorded epileptic fit.
Uh-oh.
So he does, most likely he has some form of epilepsy.
So someone else witnessed it and wrote it down
Or
as
at
it was
least he
happening.
did. He did.
It's like
He wrote it,
Caesar,
or probably usually one of his
epileptic seizure.
slaves or manservants would have helped him with it because it had to stay private.
Mhm.
If other people found out, it would have made him seem like he was cursed by the gods.
Right. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
this episode of History Rhymes is going to be called Caesar Has a Seizure. And that's how we get the rhyme for today.
Yes.
That's what we're always searching for.
Does Caesar and seizure rhyme?
They don't really.
Okay.
There's another word for that, and we're getting there. It's a near rhyme. We haven't got there yet.
Antonym.
No, it's not an antonym.
You're the grammar guy.
I am the grammar guy, but you know what?
That's what we call you.
Caesar has
He
a
actually has a
seizure.
booth at the local mall where
That's
he
just-
just sits there and corrects local teens' grammar.
There
Up,
is
up, up.
a- there-
It's actually cannot. You're using the wrong there once again.
There is actually a term for that. We'll figure it out and we'll mention it the next episode.
Onomatopoeia.
It's
Okay,
not that
so
either.
so he's questor in Spain, and there's also this moment in Spain where he sees a statue of Alexander the Great.
He's all over the place.
He is. He is. Well, you think about how much he gets to travel. He's going to travel the entire length of the Roman Empire and beyond. Okay?
Private, right?
Private coach.
Yeah, the
He's got
amount
a
of
little-
the
No, he's
amount of
gonna have a
energy
ride-
this guy uses
Dude.
going from Spain to Italy, a power car for
Imagine just riding a
year.
horse that long. Imagine riding a horse for
Yeah.
like 10 miles. Think
That's
about how
true.
sore you'd be.
You'd be very sore.
You'd have
unless
chariots-
you had like a plush saddle or a chariot with suspension.
Or they did kind of have coach, or what are those called? Carriage.
Yeah,
type
so he
things,
would
yeah.
go in a carriage.
Now, of course, once again, he's able to travel this much because there's safety. The Roman legions are patrolling, and the Roman roads.
Right.
Right.
Oh, right. Yes.
So you actually
All
had
roads lead to Rome.
Yeah.
As we
Still
all
do.
know.
Still do.
They still do.
Trans-Canada Highway.
Straight to Rome. Well, Rome, Manitoba.
Yeah. Where the heck is Caesar?
Anyway,
It's just an outpost. All right.
back to real Caesar.
Yeah. So
Not
okay,
the
so he's
guy
in
in
Spain.
Manitoba.
He sees a statue of Alexander the Great and he weeps because now it's like we're
That's
in
his
60.
hero.
It's his hero, and he realizes he's now in his early 30s.
Yep.
And
Man, we've traveled
And
a long way
Alexander
through
the
time.
Great dies at around 32, 33 years old.
Oh, so he's having kind of that.
So he's going. By the time
his
Alexander,
mortality is-
well, he's going. By the time Alexander was my age, he had conquered the world.
Mm-hmm.
What have I done?
Oh yeah. Didn't
Right.
Napoleon have a very similar kind of moment as well?
Not to the same extent, because Napoleon.
Existential crisis. He did conquer a lot.
Napoleon, by the time he was in his 20s, had done quite a bit.
Did Caesar really have anything to conquer though?
Well, look. Does that look like the Roman Empire?
No.
No. It's
Not
it's
even
a,
close.
It's a stump of it.
This is why we're here.
We're here. He's
At
going to
least I'm
actually.
here.
Him and Pompey, through their rivalry, are going to add. Pompey's going to conquer most of the east, so he's going to conquer Israel. He's going to conquer Syria, Lebanon. He's going to conquer Egypt, North Africa, and Caesar. We'll get to it, but Caesar's going to conquer Gaul, and he's even going to get parts of Germania, and he's going to get up into Britain, but he's not going to formally conquer it. So he comes back to Rome
Who wouldn't want
after
it?
making a bit of money as questor, and he's borrowing huge sums. Like, we're not talking about like a mortgage. We're talking about like a GDP of a small country. Like, he is borrowing huge sums of money.
Just like they
Because-
do today.
Yeah, he's
And he's
well,
weakening
well,
the
he's
dollar.
He's got to bribe people.
Right.
So he gets the next position on the cursus honorum, which is called curule aedile. That's kind of called aedile. Now this is the guy who gets to plan all the festivals at Rome. So
Right.
it's a sweet gig. It's a
What's the equivalent of that today?
party planner.
A DJ.
Yeah, so he's
The DJ's manager.
I mean, yeah, like who would it be?
Yeah.
It's almost like what are our bread and circuses today? It's like the guy who's created social media combined with. It's almost like Vince McMahon.
Okay,
right? Like,
that's
he's the guy
a
who
good
creates
one. Yes,
WWE,
WW.
right?
Is it F or E?
It's,
Dan, pull it up. Vince McMahon.
It's definitely not F. It's not F.
Yeah,
It's E.
it's an
That's
E.
the World
That's
Wildlife
true, yes.
Federation.
Vince McMahon is a whole other podcast.
Yeah.
That we can pull a rhyme from history,
Yeah.
I'm sure, somewhere. But anyways.
But he's able to be the one who is essentially entertaining the people.
Right.
And of course, these senators, they were expected to pay for all this stuff themselves.
Right.
So he's borrowing vast money to put on these amazing games, shows, theater.
Marketing.
Marketing. He's building public works.
Right. He's building a brand.
Building a brand.
Yeah, he is.
Okay.
It's a campaign run.
So 100%. So now the Caesar brand was huge, right? Because people are looking at him in public. He is now famous. He's done a good job in Spain. He wore a different type of toga. He's the first one to wear a belt.
Right.
He wore long sleeves.
He wore the first belt?
Well, not ever.
Oh.
But you know how they have the long flowing togas?
Yeah.
He would be like, what if we put
Everyone.
what if we put a belt?
I don't know. It's just a little too
What if we
loose.
put a sash?
Yeah.
I knew this king back in Turkey.
So
he wore
togas were
belts
just straight up open
just
until
flowing.
Caesar came along.
flowing. I think he also had this special like purple stripe thing that he put on.
Of course he did.
So of course, so he's a fashion guy. The Caesar brand is so big that okay, let me finish with aedile, then I'll get to
Okay.
the Caesar brand. So
then we want to figure out
aedile,
who's like
people-
Caesar in the fashion
people
world.
are starting to get worried because no one has spent like this, and no one has put on games like this. Like, because he's actually a brilliant organizer,
Right.
right? And so he's putting on these amazing games that people are starting going like, Caesar, this guy's awesome,
Right.
Right? It just like you would be, I don't know, like
Is the Colosseum around at this
no,
point?
no. So that's going to come much later. Vespasian's going to build it with his
Right.
son Titus finishing it. He's actually going to finish building the Colosseum with 20,000 Jewish slaves
Wow.
from the conquest of Jerusalem and the destruction of the temple in 60 or 70 AD or whatever.
Also,
70,
that Decimus
70.
Maximus Meridius can
Yeah.
fight in there.
My name is Decimus Maximus Meridius, father of a murdered son. husband to a murdered wife,
and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next.
And it's like, Maximus!
We love Caesar and Maximus.
And
all the people who graced the Colosseum.
So Caesar did not build the Colosseum, but that's a great question.
I just was curious. I just wanted some context for, landmarks. That's helpful for me.
The city of Rome at this time is it's huge, but it's also very brick-based. It's like, these great senators of the first century are going to start building the famous temples.
Right.
But Augustus famously said, and he's going to be the first real emperor, I'm paraphrasing, when I found Rome, or when I came to power, Rome was bricks, I left it marble.
Right.
So it's going to be the emperors who are going to build it into the beautiful marble Rome that we see in the model at the beginning of the movie Gladiator.
And on your post-graduating from college trip.
Yeah.
All the things you saw there.
Oh,
and we're going to get to that part later.
Yeah,
your trip
we can.
to Rome.
We can.
So, Caesar's brand.
Yes, okay.
We're building on Caesar's brand. Is this actually a bit of the campaign for even the name Caesar becoming the title of all Caesars to follow?
Yeah, later on when they're trying to, when he does fully, spoiler alert, he does become dictator.
We don't even have to go all that way, but yes.
Yeah, but later on, he's in his 50s, so they keep offering him the crown, and it's like Mark Antony does, and he's like, no, I couldn't.
Oh.
And people are like, we should call you king, and he goes, not king, just Caesar.
Right, he likes just the Caesar name,
he
like he always did.
Yeah.
No
it's
Julius.
it's just a family name.
Yep.
So Kiro Aedile, he's heavily in debt. He's so heavily in debt. He's now, his next move, he wants to become Pontifex Maximus.
Mm-hmm.
And Pontifex Maximus is the title of the Pope to this day. It is the high priest of Rome.
Okay.
The top tier. It would give him access to tons of stuff. It would make him famous. So on the day he's going to the election, he has spent lavishly. He says to his mom, Mother, I either come back Pontifex Maximus or I don't come back at all.
He said that to his own mother.
He says to his own mother, because I'll be killed, or I'll be run out of Rome, because he's borrowed so much money.
I was just going to ask, are people mad about all this borrowing?
Yes.
And who's mad specifically?
The creditors.
The people.
The bankers.
Of the banks were, they're in charge.
He's borrowing from individuals. He's borrowing from banks. And
what did a bank look like at that time? Was it just a store of gold?
There'd be like an
silver?
RBC on the top, and there'd be like a little lion.
Yeah, and there'd be a big line with velvet rope, and you have to wait, and then you get mad.
Yeah, generally old people are still trying to cash checks, and they're like,
I won't
we
go
have
into
Visa.
the bank. I can't do it.
You can't. So
I have a bank account.
So then there's
this
this
bank.
There's this Pontifex Maximus, and I can't. There's this scandal that happens where there's this Vestal Virgin party that's happening at his house, and he can't be there.
Sounds lame.
Well, a lot of virgins. So
it just sounds like
this character, a very rich. I think his name's Publius Claudius, and the Claudio family, Claudii, they're like top dog. They're the most wealthy, powerful family.
Right.
In fact, they'll marry into the Julii, and it's emperors like Caligula and Claudius they're from the Claudio family,
mm-hmm.
and they'll become known as the Julii Claudio family.
Right.
So this Claudius, Claudio, he goes to Caesar's house. Caesar's not even there.
Right.
Because he wants to have sex with Pompeia.
This is a woman. Correct.
This is
Just
Caesar's
to clarify.
wife. This is Caesar's wife.
Right.
And the whole thing blows up. It becomes this huge scandal because they're like, there's a man here.
Yeah.
And so there's a trial and everything, and Caesar does not want to bring charges against Claudius, but the judge, but Caesar divorces Pompeia.
Right.
Immediately. He divorces her. Because he's
we all knew that was coming.
We knew that was coming. And the judge is like, you're not going to bring charges against the guy. Why'd you divorce the woman? And he goes, something along the lines of Caesar's name is worth more.
And he's been always running that theme, even with the pirates.
Yeah.
He set his value from day one.
Yeah.
That's a bold move.
So that's his brand. He's like, Pompeia had to go.
Yeah.
Because she was messing with his brand. Whether it was, it was Claudius's fault or not.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this huge Catiline conspiracy at this time where a guy tries to take over Rome. We don't have time to get into that. But a figure emerges called Cato.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these are all these big first century BC figures. Pompey, Cato, Cicero. Cato is going to be like the
That's
harsh.
the song from Chicago.
It is Cicero.
Yeah.
Pompey.
Cato, Cicero.
Men aren't men bad. He
And
had
they all
it
start
coming.
dancing on the jail
he had
cell
it
bars.
coming, and they're just murdering men,
Yeah.
and we're all like, "Yeah, they deserve it. Get him."
Anyways.
He came home from work, and I was like, "You're dead."
And then all 7 of us were like, let's go get that Caesar guy. He's dead.
And now
Stab,
we're in
stab,
prison.
stab.
We're in prison with Queen Latifah. No.
Oh, I forgot about Queen
Yeah,
Latifah.
she's
When did we
Big
get to
Mama.
her
She's
part
big.
in this story?
She'll play Cleopatra. Caesar's like, oh, all right. That's Cleopatra. We'd heard about her.
Yeah.
So so Cato becomes this harsh, intense, hardline defender of the Republic.
Okay.
And he's very conservative. He doesn't even wear the fancy togas. He wears like a black toga.
A belt?
He's no belt.
No belt. He's a no belt
beltless.
guy.
But Caesar's kind of like with
This trend hasn't caught on. It's like skinny jeans.
Yeah, he's like,
and...
belts. Anybody? They're like, where'd you get that? Bithynia. So
Forever
you're
21.
not wrong. You're not wrong.
I guess Forever 31 at that point.
Okay, let's speed along here. So Cato's been introduced.
Pass the belt.
He's gonna be kind of an anti-Caesar.
Ah.
Like he's everything Caesar's not. He's conservative. He like barely talks to his
That's a
wife.
good thing
He
to
doesn't
do
talk to women.
for a
Now
brand.
at this time, Caesar is taking many female lovers.
Oh.
He is sleeping mainly with senators' wives, which is a risky move to make because it's like you need them to be your allies, but there's also
Right.
a move of like I'm going to sleep with your wife, and now that
It's a
gives me
power
power
move.
over you.
Yeah.
And
But
probably
they probably knew.
they knew.
Yeah. How does that get around?
Probably like Caesar's leaving your house, and you're like, what?
Like, hey. It's like, hey, didn't you
It's
have a
like-
belt?
Cato comes home and he's like, whose belt is this?
It's like, I don't wear belts. This is a new thing.
Honey, I thought
Only
you
Caesar
were
wears
wearing a belt. He had it coming.
belts.
Cato was found dead, killed by his wife. So let me list some of these
So
names.
early
Let me just-
Rome was just Chicago.
yeah, Renee Zellweger played Cornelia.
Yeah.
So let
Another
me
great
list some of these
name.
names for you. I want to hear your thoughts on these, and just tell me what you think these beautiful women must have looked like.
Okay.
So here's
I'm
one of
supposed to describe them based on their names?
yeah. Well,
All right.
this is one of Caesar's mistresses,
Okay.
Flora,
Flora.
not Laura.
Flora. 5'7", brunette.
Oh, Ashante.
A toga. And
Definitely
French
definitely
braids.
a Scipio or whatever it's called. Okay, so what about Tertola?
5'9".
Why are you
brunette.
going straight to height? Why is height the biggest thing?
I don't know. I'm just trying to
Okay.
paint a picture for
Okay,
the audience,
now,
especially for our listeners.
My favorite mistress of
Okay.
Caesar's is Servilia.
Servilia.
And those who know
Servilia.
Caesar will know Servilia because she is the mother of Marcus Junius Brutus.
Oh.
So Caesar's sleeping with the mother of the guy who's going to eventually kill him.
Oh, okay. Well, there was a few guys who killed him.
Yeah.
I know that
I think
much.
he probably slept with all their moms as well.
It's
but-
basically all the
and
guys.
their wives.
That's-
Yeah. You know what? That's not.
kind of makes sense.
He's like,
Scorned
"What?"
husbands.
He's like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do to me? Huh? And they're like, hey, are you coming to the Senate today, Caesar? Because I found a lot of belts in my house.
Everybody bring a knife.
Yeah. What are we going to do? We're going to kill him.
Anyways,
Okay, so
am I
then
supposed to describe this woman?
No. She's
Oh.
beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful. So he then becomes praetor.
Okay.
And this is now like a minor provincial governor. He goes back to Spain.
Uh-huh.
And this is like
Right
your
over there.
this is like your precursor to becoming a consul. Okay, so you're in charge of like administration, all this kind of stuff. But there'd be a proconsul overseeing other stuff. Okay, so
CONSUL.
that's right.
Yeah.
Now in Spain as proprietor, he actually does win some minor military victories. He becomes a bit of a commander against. There's just tribal Spanish people. They're Celts. They're not Spanish. They're not Antonio Banderas.
Right.
And he's actually able to gain a lot of money. He's able to clear some of his debts from these victories because you
Okay.
would get you wipe out a town, you get to keep all this stuff.
Like Trump's doing. He wants to get rid of the national debt. That's not like it. It doesn't rhyme.
Is it?
No.
Well, let's see.
We'll draw these parallels soon. When are we getting to the part where Caesar's done? I'm just kidding. We love Caesar.
Well,
Let's
yeah,
stick
I
with
mean,
Caesar.
you look at, I mean, this is why it rhymes with Trump. It's not a complete repetition,
Okay.
right? But you look at, I mean, Trump did
And
take,
that's the whole point.
Trump took very many risky business deals, right? He was
Right.
always like, I've been bankrupt 3 times or whatever. And like, so
Right.
he was heavily in debt. And there is a all or nothing gamble in these men. Like most average human beings are so against any form of risk.
Risk averse.
Yeah.
I'm risk averse.
You are. So
I
am I.
am.
So am I.
I'm getting a little riskier these days.
Yeah, like this podcast, huge risk.
Huge risk.
Right.
Yeah. I had a non-alcoholic beer before I came here.
And we're hearing it.
Yeah.
We can hear it.
I'm slurring.
You're slurring
It's
your
crazy.
words.
I
Yeah.
forgot everything I was supposed to remember for this podcast.
So now we're at like
0.06%.
we're at 60 BC, so he's about 40 years old, and I lied. This is actually when he cries. At
Okay.
the statue of Alexander.
He cries at. Oh right, yes,
Yeah.
his hero, whose hero was
Yeah,
Achilles,
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
who also had one name, like Cher.
Achilles and Cher. I mean, the difference really is just leg strength.
Basically.
Yeah. So,
Which is great.
he then goes back, and now he's a big figure, and everybody knows he's going to be consul soon. At the time, there was 2 consuls who served 1-year terms. A terrible idea, right?
Why?
Well, it's
they don't
too
have enough time to do anything.
It's too short of a time. And so you're the overseer of the Senate. After you're done your year as consul, you get to go as proconsul, as that's the main governor of one of the territories in the empire.
Okay.
It's a great deal. So Caesar heads back. Now, he's got enemies building. Cato doesn't like him. The Optimates in general don't like him. And they're kind of like, he's dangerous. All the way going back to Kirill Aedile, where he's like, oh, he's doing all these fancy games. Like, what's he setting himself up to do?
It's a lot of organizing too.
It is, yeah. So he makes a deal.
Right. These guys are just jealous that they're not able to organize people like
They're
that.
jealous.
Yeah.
Of course they're jealous,
Yeah.
right?
Anyway.
They're just jealous. You know, they have dog wife. Their wives have dog faces.
Yeah.
So he goes back to Rome and he brokers a deal with the 2 most powerful men,
Okay.
Crassus and Pompey.
Okay.
Crassus, he's in the movie Spartacus
Is he?
with Kirk Douglas.
Right.
He's one of the earliest Roman figures I learned about.
Right.
And
Because
so I have
of
kind of like
Spartacus?
because of Spartacus. So I have like I actually when I watched Spartacus, I put on a bed sheet and just walked around the house. I didn't have any friends, and I was like, "Ooh, yes,
Well, your
yes."
mom was your friend.
My mom was away at the time, and I was walking around.
And it was her bed
and I
sheet.
remember being like, "Oh, I'm gonna make like a Roman dish." I was in like grade 6, and so I turned.
Well, we
on,
all know what that dish is. Do we need to describe it? We know how to make a Caesar
It
salad.
wasn't a Caesar salad
Oh.
because it was. I turned on the oven. You make okay. I was doing a chicken Caesar salad.
I've made stuff in that oven. I stayed at Tom's house in my early 20s
Yeah.
when my parents left for the east coast of Canada.
He was unhoused.
Yeah, I was unhoused.
We took him in.
I made a burrito there.
Melania made burritos.
Gail got mad at me.
Yeah.
because
You've
I
now
stunk
named
up
my
the
mother's
place.
name. This
The
is messed
burrito
up.
was huge.
Yeah.
There was a lot of ground beef.
Well, and it's what came out of you that stunk up the place.
And it did. It really did.
You needed some of Sulla's Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
So he brokers a deal with Pompey and Crassus, and Pompey is the great conqueror. In fact, his name is Gnaeus Pompey Magnus. Magnus meaning the great. So Pompey was very handsome. He was a bit blonder. He conquered a lot of the Eastern Empire.
Is that what was known as Pompeii?
No, that's a great question. So Pompey, it's spelled differently.
Oh, not Pompei.
So the Mount Vesuvius is not Mount Vesuvius is not going to go off until Titus's rule.
Yeah.
And that's in the 70s AD.
I'm just here to spell things out.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
a
a good
spelling
question.
bee for me.
So Pompey Magnus was the great hero, like powerful general.
right.
Right? It's during this time there's the Spartacus rebellion and everything, and he's the one who crushes it, even though Crassus did most of the work. Crassus is the wealthiest
Of them all.
of Rome. Okay. So he's the bank, Pompey is the general,
Okay.
and Caesar they recognize as the young stud. So they're like, let's make a deal that we are now in a triumvirate.
Yeah.
Okay, they call it the First Triumvirate.
Oh.
There's an alliance between the 3 of them, and Pompey's going to get to govern a bunch of stuff. Crassus is going to get to be a general, and Pompey actually marries Caesar's daughter Julia.
Oh.
It's even though there's quite an age gap, it's a genuine. They do seem to love each other.
Julia and Julius.
Yeah,
That's nice.
that's generally just what.
Okay. You just marry based off name. It's like, that's nice.
Well,
It's close.
Yeah, Julius Caesar's aunt's name was
Guys,
Julia.
an
Every
egotistical-
female Julii was named Julia.
Oh, right. Of course.
Yeah.
Different time.
So this is what propels Caesar to become consul.
Mm.
And he finally reaches the highest...
Sorry, this marriage?
The marriage alliance, but the triumvirate.
The triumvirate.
So now he's got
okay.
Crassus's money.
Right.
He's got Pompey's support. Pompey has huge followers.
Right.
Pompey's also kind of closer with the optimates. So he's able to, and of course Caesar's been bribing the people. He's been paying them off. So he gets elected consul for a year.
Right. Because of this triumvirate.
Because of this triumvirate.
Am I pronouncing that correctly?
And he's able to, as consul, push these land reforms
Mm-hmm.
that will give Pompey's veterans and other veterans access to all land in the new empire. So like this is hugely popular.
That's nice.
And-
they don't
and-
give veterans that these days.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if it'd be
So
like
nice.
if you were a veteran, you're given like a 10-acre plot of land with a house.
I'd say that's actually
It's a good
really
deal.
nice and fair.
It's a good
Yeah.
deal.
I feel like veterans are just
Especially if you conquered that
treated.
land, right? If
Yeah.
you're like, I fought. Like
That's true,
it's
eh?
like-
You conquered the land,
Yeah.
or you,
And
and you get some of it.
and you get some of it.
That's an incredible thing.
It's a
Anyways.
nice deal. But he's battling the optimates the entire time, and a big thing about
But they're
this-
a party.
They're-
he's not
they're a group.
actually. Yeah, it's he's
they're a group in the
politically
Senate.
battling.
So they're
with them.
challenging him. He's got his populares. They're supporting him. He's able to push through these land reforms, which was big for Pompey. Pompey wanted that. Crassus also wants to go, and he wants to go and fight the Parthians. The Parthians are a huge empire. They kind of took over the Persian Empire.
Mm.
They're a huge empire to the east, and they're the only people the Romans really struggle to conquer. Not
Right.
the only, but the weakness of the legions, and we could do an entire million podcasts just on how the legions work. They're amazing, greatest military machine, probably
Let's do it.
probably ever.
Okay.
Not ever, but until at least the British Navy or the French, maybe even the English longbow, whatever.
Okay.
The Roman legions, they were flexible, but they took the Greek phalanx and they could just do all these amazing things, but they weren't very cavalry based. They were
Right.
very infantry. They
Mm.
threw spears and then fought with the gladius, the sword. And so Crassus goes off, and this is where the triumvirate's going to start falling apart. Crassus goes off to fight against Parthia because he's like, I'm rich, I've got political power, I want to become a general, right? All these guys are learning, they're reading about Alexander. They just want to be like Alexander.
Alexander's inspiring all of these guys.
I mean, Alexander is unbelievable. Like he's almost not human, right? Like it's
He's
insane.
just a great organizer with great ambition
Alexander.
and a great leader, charismatic.
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's another.
We can do a whole thing on
Well, we
that.
should,
I'd
we should.
actually
That's
love
what- yeah,
to hear
okay,
more
okay.
about
That's
Alexander,
what
but we'll do it
after
another
this.
time.
We'll do this after this. Yeah.
Okay. Carry on, Caesar.
I think we'll probably finish here for today. Let me just finish one thing, and then we'll hear your concluding remarks.
And boy, have I got a lot of them.
So Pompey's deal was like, you give my veterans land, and Crassus is like, I want legions. I'm going to go and beat the Parthians and carve out my own province in the empire. The Parthians were horse archers.
Oh.
This is the type of warfare that always beats the legions because they could just ride in circles around them, slowly pick them apart.
Right.
And
Great tactic.
it is, and the Mongols, of course, would use it to great effect.
Right.
In the
Many great warriors have used
Yep.
it to great effect.
Yep. So Crassus is defeated in this terrible battle of Carrhae, and it's awful. He's captured. The Parthian king takes Crassus's skull and turns it into a golden drinking goblet. So Crassus, the guy who kind of really kept Pompey and Caesar together, is now dead.
Right.
Caesar had made a deal with Pompey and them that he would get a proconsul command in Transalpine Gaul, which is just that little kind of southern France and northern Italy there. And he would be given a couple legions. Legions, there's 5,000 men in a legion. And his plan was to then conquer as much of Gaul as he could, and now he would he would now become a military genius, right? His next move. In Rome, you could not ever just be a politician. You had to also be a general to make it to the top. And the problem is all the optimates want to bring legal charges against him for corruption, for all these things, and he knows if they do that, it's game over.
Right.
So he has to keep this deal going with Pompey. So we'll leave our story today where Caesar is marching north through Italy with his legions, and his plan is to conquer all of Gaul, or as much as he can. We'll see.
call
Pompey's
it
enjoying life with his young bride, and ruling in various areas. He's famous. He's doing well.
Going to wineries.
Yeah, and he's made and he's just enjoying. He's like, what are the young people up to these days?
Yeah.
And his young bride is showing him the world, and
Of course.
she probably would have been extremely beautiful, but also intelligent. She's Caesar's daughter, so
right. She knows stuff. She's educated.
She's educated, and she's Caesar's daughter. And the deal was Caesar gets to go to Gaul, and normally you'd get to be proconsul or governor for just like 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Caesar's made a deal. I think the original deal was he would get 4 years, and he's going to extend it for 4 more years. So
Okay.
he's going to be gone for 8 years. From what you saw of this part 1, and really you can kind of split his life into 3 parts. But in this first part, what are some modern rhymes that surface to your beautiful mind?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is just that. But I guess this is where I have to basically have a test. And I've got to go. I wish it was multiple choice.
Like we got Mario.
Yeah. We got a lot going on. We got Pompeii, who's not a country, it's a person, and also a man. And then we also, for sure,
a
we know
human
that.
male.
We've learned that Italy looks like a boot.
Yeah.
But no one mentioned that today.
So one big thing that we're seeing in there's tons of things that pop up, and you're mentioning most of them.
Yeah, well,
but
I wasn't done.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Go.
Well, let's talk about the rhyming, for example. I've learned a lot today. It's a lot to take in. It's a lot.
You've done a great job.
I've done a really great job. I've done a lot of listening. I've made a lot of segues, and it's been really good for me as a student of yours. You're kind of like my Alexander the Great, and I'm like your Caesar. Or maybe you're Adrian Goldsworthy.
I'm like the king of Bithynia, and you're kind of like Caesar.
Yeah, or Julia, whatever her name
can be
was.
Julia.
Yeah, she's smart.
So what do you think? Let me maybe point as a teacher, point you towards something with a question.
Yeah.
What do you think about how
I'm like a 10th grade student in this scenario?
I'd say in between 11 and 12. It's a summer.
But at a third grade reading level.
Let's say how do you feel about how big the party politics got in Rome between the populares and the optimates? Where do you see some modern rhymes there?
Well, obviously the bipartisanness of it. It's a very interesting thing to have a two-party kind of system going on. So I definitely see a lot of parallels there.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to also hear about these alliances that are being made between, the triumvirate. I mean, you can kind of see how even in, I guess if we could draw the parallels between American politics, especially with the latest election with Trump, the amount of people that were against him, but obviously saw value in rallying behind him at a critical point in the campaign for him, right? We see all these people kind of starting to show up towards the end of the election. So I can see like all these people kind of trying to see where they can gain value and get their interests aligned so that they can all pursue their own goals, whether they're shared or they're their own. But it does seem like there's quite a few parallels between the different systems here, obviously within the modern day.
So we start to see people become more loyal to an individual than the country itself.
Right.
They're
all self-serving ultimately. And everything I'm hearing here, it's like you don't really hear about the people of Rome at all.
Yeah.
They're
almost like an entity themselves. It's just they're controllable. They're the people.
Yeah.
And you can control them.
But it's an interesting thing, even like these people throughout history, they're sort of representing somebody, but like they all become these figureheads that are just kind of these very individual people within a society, but they're there because of a nation, and the only reason why that position is even there and available to them, and through their ambition, which is great, the people of Rome just don't seem part of this story very much at all.
No, they're basically just on the side getting gold thrown at them and going, Caesar.
Except for the veterans. That's nice.
Yeah. I like that. That was nice.
They got a lot of good stuff there. So
I mean, go on. Yeah.
No, you go on. Ask me some questions.
I think, and also the threat. Think about what the threat of prosecution. When our leaders have a threat, when the legal system is, we use the modern term, weaponized against them.
Right.
So like Caesar knows, and eventually we'll get to this later down the road, he knows that if he doesn't continually move up the ladder, and if he doesn't maintain power, because a consul or proconsul had what was called imperium. It's where we get the term emperor from.
Right.
It means they cannot be prosecuted.
Right.
But once they give up imperium,
Diplomatic immunity.
diplomatic immunity.
That's not the term.
Once they give up imperium, they can be brought to trial.
Right.
And at the time, everybody's being brought to trial. Everyone's being sued, and they're either being executed or they're, whatever.
Well, you said Caesar didn't ultimately get sued, though. He managed to avoid that.
He hangs on to power. That forces his hand,
right,
eventually to become dictator, to go to
right.
war. He's
so in order to avoid being
yeah.
legally pursued, he just basically took over and became the dictator.
This was what I guess frightened
I guess
me.
that's what people kind of fear now today.
Well, it's like
Is
when
it
you
logical?
think about the 95 whatever, how many it was what's it called? Things brought against Trump. What's it called? Cases or whatever brought against Trump.
Right.
In his in-between years between his first two terms. I was sitting back going, this is a bit dangerous to me to push a man so far that he's forced to do something desperate. Right? And with Caesar, it's going to force him to go to war with Rome. And so that's where it's like, okay, how can we interpret the present and make decisions in the present? And now you obviously, if someone commits a crime, you bring them to justice, right?
Right.
But political leaders, it's a bit different sometimes. It's a bit interesting of what sort of corner you want to put them in. And now we see, that Trump is in power, and he's, the justice system is now turned against the left.
Right.
And is that just what's going to keep happening in the American public, where it'll become like it does in first century BC, where it's not really about justice anymore, it's about vengeance. Vengeance. Rachel.
I prefer the Ben Affleck Batman.
You bleed.
You will.
That sounds more like Inspector Gadget.
It sounds a little bit like who's the villain in the Ben Affleck Justice League?
The
He looks like
Eisenberg.
Steppenwolf. Bald.
Steppenwolf?
No,
the Justice League.
The one who comes in at the end.
Oh, Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Yeah.
Darkseid.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, we'll talk about Batman because he's kind of important to.
So, but like even just
history.
in what we just did there, like that's a good example of where you take the story and you can go like, okay, also these big figures. Like, what do you do when people are so wealthy, like Pompey, like Crassus, and like Caesar, and like all these others, that really they can do anything they want? Like we have, I call them tech lords. Like we have these guys like Bezos and Musk, and these guys who are able to, like their companies make more than small countries.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what sort of power do they wield?
Well, ultimately, aren't they even a little bit more insulated than, say, like a Caesar or a Trump?
Yeah.
Because they're in these they're publicly traded companies.
Yeah.
But they have a ton of power and a ton of influence, and it all. I mean, people know that they have it. We don't know to what degree they actually have it, but we know they have a lot. So I don't know. They're not.
And they can control the narrative.
So who would they be kind of more like in a Rome, Caesar's era Rome? Would it be kind of the Pompeii? Would it be kind of the other guys that are kind of around Caesar? I mean, Trump kind of built up his name, if we're drawing parallels to today, and we're saying Caesar is kind of, he builds up a celebrity. His name is everywhere. He's toured around. Yeah. He's had a kind of a previous life before he even really goes for the grand prize.
Yeah.
Who are the kind of the people around him that would be that play the role of kind of the techno lords, as we would call them?
For Caesar?
Sure, yeah.
Techno lords sounds like Daft
sounds like
Punk.
a festival thing. Well, that's what Caesar was. He was just a festival guy.
Yeah, he was a big festival guy.
He was just touring around, getting all his DJ pals.
Pompey is an interesting one because Pompey also does not enter the cursus honorum. He was quite wealthy, and he had a good military mind, so he raises legions himself.
Right.
And he just goes and he starts conquering. He becomes famous, and they end up the Senate ends up having just to make him part of the Senate, and then he ends up just becoming essentially the Roman Alexander.
Right.
And so with enough wealth, what we're kind of saying is you can do what you need to do. It's it's probably why Elon Musk had created SpaceX. It's like, okay, I have so much wealth. What I'm gonna do? Let me go into the stars.
Right.
Right. Or he literally joined government last year with Doge.
Well, technically, even SpaceX is kind of taking over a government arm, right? But privatizing it.
Yeah. So I don't think having extremely wealthy people and billionaires is inherently bad. It's just are they like, how do they exist in a democracy? How do they exist when a guy like Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk can censor or choose who speaks online?
Right.
Right. So when people get and this is what's going to happen in the first century BC, is people are going to be so powerful, and there's so much land being conquered and added to the empire that there's no way democracy can continue.
Right.
Or their version of it, their republic.
Yeah, their republic.
Eventually, one person's going to win. And I think we're seeing that in the modern American republic, where the president, we can talk about this, I think we should do stuff on the presidents. Aggressively, since Lincoln, the executive branch has become more and more powerful. You and I have talked about this a lot off air.
Yeah, of course. We can only say so much on it.
People are looking for us.
Yeah.
But the president now is essentially an elected monarch. And whereas if you compare him to some of the presidents in the 19th century who are like accountants, or they were like, what should I do? You know, I can't remember who it was, but a Speaker of the House was asked in the Gilded Age if he wanted to run for president. And he was like, it's kind of a step down because we're the ones passing all legislation here. Right. Whereas now the president, I mean, executive orders, it's just boom, 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 boom. Well, eventually, let's say 2028, the Democrats come back in and they just do a bunch of executive orders to undo everything Trump did. And then 4 years later, it goes back and it goes back and forth. And everybody's just so worked up. And there's these battles happening over immigration and gender and all these things. Well, that sort of conflict builds up. And there eventually will be a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But what's
you think so?
Well, what's left of democracy by the end of it? Like, there eventually is someone who emerges supreme.
Right. But is democracy at risk in that scenario, like in any way?
Yes.
But okay, so how do we draw the parallels from what was possible in the era of Caesar that we can learn from that can show that fall and the degradation of what was their republic, and what can we draw parallels to today?
Yeah.
But what can't happen because obviously they're in a world where, you know, getting information, even building a name, took a long time. You had to travel on foot. You had to travel by Mediterranean Sea. I don't care how many oars there are on this thing. It takes a lot longer to pull that stuff off. But so how can we draw parallels to today versus then? Yeah. Do we have a stronger democratic system that defends against, say, you know, a Caesar, at least in the U.S.? Like, we'll talk world powers. Do we have a system that's robust enough within the world power today that still prevents that type of thing, where essentially a Caesar's like, I'm going to take over now. I'm now a dictator. Mm-hmm. So what's true of then that is parallel to now, that certain things can happen, but what's not true? What can we kind of like say, don't worry, this stuff's not going to happen. We know we've learned a lot from it. Our systems and our systems of government and our laws and our whole legal system and just all the checks and balances have been learned from in those eras. And now we have more robust systems where they are very, very difficult to break down. So where can we kind of like squash some fears, but where can we say these are real things?
Yeah, I mean, you're asking, and you've answered some of the question in what you said there. Like, I think the founding fathers of America and the British constitutional monarchy system knew their Roman history, right? In fact, they based the founders, Thomas Jefferson and Madison. I mean, they carried around copies of Cicero with them, right? They knew first century BC, and they recognized
they knew Chicago.
And they knew it's like, oh man, it's white
Cicero.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if we can wrap this up in 12. So I think you said it. There's a couple things. So the checks and balances. So there's only one branch in the Roman system. There's just the Senate. There's other, like, we can get into like the tribune of the plebs and stuff, and you could go directly to the public assembly, and Caesar does that on some occasions. But there's really just one ruling. It's a unicameral legislative branch, and then the executive branch is this 2-person consul, which is really not a good idea. Like, you just can't have 2 people leading. It never works really well. They always end up inherently fighting.
Right.
And their justice system was broken, and they have this. They're conquering all the time. So you're adding, a senator has more power than the average king. So the American system has 2 things going for it. Well, many things, but it's got the checks and balances.
More of them.
Which we're seeing. We're seeing like even the biggest fans of Trump. You have to go. it's actually not the worst thing that these federal judges are stopping certain executive orders, because he's only been back in for a year. Things in democracy shouldn't happen fast. And that's frustrating for people, because I think most people think when they're voting for a monarch.
A big change right away.
Yeah, they're like, this should change right away. And democracy, it shouldn't necessarily happen quickly. But so the checks and balances need to keep things under control. Second is the amending formula. So like the Constitution and the American system has the ability to be flexible and to adapt. And it does. The Senate was appointed by the state legislatures until 1917, right? So like the Senate was not elected by the people until 1917, right? That's a big change, and that's only half of the United States history. So there's tons of things that can change. I think what needs to change, though, is there has to be a curtailing of the executive power. It has become too powerful,
right?
And that's
it's
what
too much like Caesar's Rome.
Well, it's too much like an elected monarch,
right,
where he's just signing executive orders,
right.
And so all it becomes is this bully pulpit and this ability to.
But is that a creep? Is that a creeping thing that's happened in American history?
It's a huge creeping thing, and the difference in Canada is our prime minister started out quite powerful. The difference in Canada is the prime minister is one of the most powerful elected officials in the Western world. Just not like the guy, but the position.
Mm-hmm.
He appoints everyone.
Yeah.
He like if he has a majority government, what he says, and he has a party whip, and he can. But what changed was with the 1931 Statute of Westminster, Canada became to a point where we could, control essentially everything. We didn't have to go through Britain at all. And so the prime minister didn't ever have to argue with the governor general. There's a huge thing called the King Byng crisis in the 1920s, where there's this one last conflict between Leon Mackenzie King and Julian Byng, the governor general, and it leads to the Statute of Westminster. And since then, the prime minister's really, he runs the show. As long as his party is okay with him, they're the only ones who can really get rid of him.
Right.
So that
sounds awful.
In a democracy, you want a strong executive. You don't want it too decentralized.
Right.
But it has to find checks and balances. And right now, the American system, the executive, has become so extremely powerful. You do run the risk of having a Caesar type thing happen.
Well, I think that's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
Well, Dan, is it okay if we do our closing remarks? Yeah, quickly. Well, this has been History Rhymes. We've learned a lot today. I know I have. Has all of it stuck? Not necessarily. But you know what? It's been a great conversation. I'm going to take this home. I'm going to digest it. Tom's given me some multiple choice questions. But I think it's clear that today, between Caesar and today's world, history really does rhyme.
Thanks, Shano.
Thanks a lot.
This has been part 2 of the life of Julius Caesar on the History Rhymes podcast, possibly the greatest podcast in history. Tune in for part 3 coming soon. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, catch you later, historians.